Sunshine. Where's everybody coming in from? Twin Cities. There we go. Austin Eaton. All right. Welcome to what are we? I forgot where I'm at. I was on my Real Migos podcast. Sorry. Agent content creators. I got my good friend Ken Posick tuning in from Florida. What's up, dude?
What's up, dude? How are you? Yeah, it's Orlando.
Orlando.
I know that's a hard one for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's a small state. So Miami is right next to Orlando, right? And then the Panhandle is more like Texas, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Well, cool, man. Thanks for joining. We were just on stage together like 2 weeks ago in Houston. Before that, you were on stage everywhere possible. So you've had some major success from YouTube. You do a lot of live streams as well, like twice a week. I do once or twice a month. Sorry. I do 4 times a month. So we got a little bit different strategies. And I think coming off stage, I realized you and I should collab a little more because we do a lot of things the same, but also different. And I think that there's a lot of value we can give there.
Yeah, I agree, man. Yeah, these live streams are not enough people doing them. That's for sure.
Yeah. That's one thing too, is like when I was on Tom Ferry's podcast a week ago, I was like,
Who's
Tom,
that?
why aren't
Who?
He's that little, he's that small coach that does big things. Small coach, big things.
Got it.
Yeah. And so one of the things I told him too is like, why aren't you doing more YouTube live streams? And he was like, what? So what I want to do today, normally I do a lot of these trainings inside the back end at Real Broker. I wanted to start doing some more of them on this channel. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, the stuff we don't do in Real Broker, I'll do out here and throw in vice versa. If you want a link to get into the Real Broker stuff, let me know. We can work that out too. So make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you don't know who Ken Posick is, drop a comment in the comment section saying who the heck is Ken Posick.
That'd be great.
And then let's get started. Ken, walk us through. You do live streams, you do YouTube. Walk us through why you do them, first of all.
So I wanted a way that I could interact with my current audience, like the current subscribers. And we started doing them like, I don't know, a year and a half ago, 16 months ago or something like that. And I was just like, I would love to do like content that wasn't so planned out, that wasn't like super edited, but I could talk to my subscribers directly. And I remember I went live. I was super nervous because I was like, nobody's going to show up to this. I think I had like 4,000 or 5,000 subscribers at the time, but still I was like, who's going to show up to a live to listen to me talk? And lo and behold, like 40 people showed up. And then it was like 60 people, like by the end of the deal. And I just showed up with like, I had a couple stories in front of me. It was like something about theme parks, something about real estate, something about just life in Orlando kind of stuff. And then I was like, hey, do you guys have any questions on this stuff? Let me know. And then lo and behold, people were dropping a ton of comments. And so an hour went by like that. And they had basically created my whole show for me from their comments. I'm like, why am I not doing this more? So right afterwards, I started doing every other week, and I really haven't missed. Last week we did it. We had like 273 people watching live, which is a ton. Like I always say, like, think about trying to get 273 people in a room for a buyer seminar or a seller seminar.
Right.
Like you wouldn't do it. Like it just doesn't happen. But like the fact that they show up live, ask questions, engage for over an hour, I don't know. There's not many other things I'd rather do, honestly.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, the greatest part I've seen is that you get that live reaction, like whether you have, like right now, we have 14 people watching right now, which isn't a crazy amount. So if you haven't shared this with a friend yet, share with a friend. And if you haven't told us where you're watching from, drop that comment below, because we want to hear from you. But what I found is that with the live streams, it doesn't matter if you have 13 people watching or 100 people watching.
Mm-hmm.
What'll happen is that now can get played back. And so you now have an hour, 2 hour, 3 hour. Real Migos, we've done 3 hours before. You've been on Real Migos. We make it fun and light. Now you have an hour of content that sits on your YouTube channel, and people can fast forward and watch it, not watch it. And then guess what? You can create clips out of it too.
Mm-hmm.
So now you've created more content without having to work harder to do it. Is that what do you do clips too?
No, not yet, man. I'm writing down notes from every time you talk about it. I'm like, I probably should do that. What's up, Danielle? So what's crazy about it as well is like, if you get an hour-long show and say like on average, people watch about 20 minutes of my lives.
Yeah.
But the average watch time for my normal videos is like 7 minutes of, 10 minutes.
Right.
So is more watch time good or bad? It's good. Yeah. So we all know that YouTube likes longer watch time. And so it's just going to help your channel continue to grow.
Yeah. And I think that's the biggest thing is like, if you did a 12-minute video and people watch 7 minutes of it, that's like what, 55, 60% watch time. That's fantastic. YouTube loves that. You put an hour out and people watch 20 minutes. Now YouTube can run 2 ads in that same amount of time. And you've kept people on YouTube's platform even longer with just having a conversation.
Right.
So the fact that you've kept people on YouTube's platform, YouTube's going to reward you. Now on your live streams, when you do your live stream, do they get as many views as like your standard content?
They're starting to, man. My last few have like had 11,000 views, 12,000 views, and my normal channel views are 8 to 10,000. So sometimes even more. They'll still come stick around for. It's wild.
Awesome. So we've answered already the question why you should be doing live streams, right? Do you get business out of live streams? Is it worth it?
Yeah, I mean, so one of the things I think if you're not doing some like news related piece to make yourself like the local expert for people that actually live in your hometown, I think that's probably the biggest thing about live streams and or maybe switching a little bit of your content. That's how we're getting people that already live here, like listing leads, people that are moving within Orlando, our sphere, all that kind of stuff, because they care to listen to it. Like you can't do moving to Austin every week. You just can't do it. Not without you going crazy or without people just unsubscribing from your channel because they're already moved there. So yeah, we get business from our live streams, like quite a bit. And honestly, it's probably one of our biggest subscriber generators as well.
Yeah. I mean, I just got a call this morning. And here's another question. Here's the why people say they don't do YouTube. It's like, I don't get enough listings out of YouTube. It's all buyers.
Mm-hmm.
I got a phone call this morning. Somebody's like, hey, I watched the channel last night. I've been a big fan. We're getting ready to sell. Come out.
Right.
And
not bad.
It's not a tiny listing. It's going to be a big listing. So the fact that people, I think, have apprehensions about using YouTube in general always makes me laugh because right now, buyers, it's not the easiest to have the buyers right now, but in 6 months when the market shifts,
yeah,
right.
We're talking about that a lot right now on my team. I mean, our market has not seen a shift yet, but like everywhere else, we're starting to see that, right? So you have a big backlog of buyer leads a year from now, 6 months from now, like you're going to be pretty happy you do, I don't know. And then our whole thing is we're building for the future. Like if you're only building for 2022, you shouldn't do YouTube anyways, because you're probably not going to get any traction by within the next 5 months, but any meaningful traction. But if you're building for the future, like that's our thing is like, we have a significant amount of our clients that refer us and come back to us, past clients that turn around into listings. And so, we're listing, 7 to 10 a month right now. And a lot of those are just referrals or past clients that now they're like, hey, we're going to upsize, downsize, whatever. So buyers aren't terrible. They turn into listings eventually. And why not? Right.
Well, you text me a pretty great stat the other day. How much so far this year, I'm going to botch the number. You're about what, 200 million under contract and pending?
Oh no, that's the goal for the year. We are at, I'm going to pull it up because now I don't want to botch it. I want to get it right. What's up, Danny? Good to see you. Put his up there while we're doing this.
I have 300 followers. I've tried live streaming a couple of times and no one views live, which I figure is not good. My question is, should I wait until I have more community to do live? We're going to talk about how to promote your live streams in a second, Danny.
Yep.
So it's going to take a little bit of promotion, getting people on your channel and from other sources. And we'll talk about where you should be posting them, just on YouTube, Facebook, and all that stuff. So great question.
Yeah, so we're at 241 units closed and pending, 128.9 million closed and pending. So
closed and pending.
Yeah.
And so of that 129 million closed and pending, 241.3, whatever you said, transactions, how many of that has this year come from YouTube?
It's over 100 units. Yeah.
Yeah. 45% is what you texted me.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So,
that's wild.
And so you put out how many videos do you put out a week?
2. So one's typically live, one's static. And then every other week there might be not something on Saturday, but now we're trying to get more consistent where it's at least 2 a week,
okay,
maybe 3 a week. So my strategy in the future, which we can talk about later, but because this is all about live streams, but we're going to be going to three videos a week here shortly.
Yeah, that's my goal too. I mean, I have 3 right now, but we have the clips as the third. So I get views from all 3, like a lot. The clips, I'm telling you, if you're not doing clips yet, I have my videographer. This is pretty much how we do it. So as we get to a point that I really want to make a point of in the live stream, I just say, hey, Jaden. And people don't know what I'm talking about, but I say, hey, Jaden, as a marker. And then I start asking the question. And so what happens is Jaden, my editor, knows that that's where the clip's going to start, is pretty much right when I start asking that question.
Nice. That's amazing.
So it's a pretty easy there. But so let's get into the nuts and bolts of live streams a little bit here. So as far as how to do live streams, because some people might have this question, what's the best system and program somebody should use for doing live streams?
I love what we're using right now, which is StreamYard. So use it. I use it. I like having 2 screens. I can see you're looking off to the side. So I'm guessing you have a second screen as well. So I put my screen literally right here, like right up in my face, so I can look at it. And then I usually use sort of like an external mouse, so I can kind of like play around with it. And I've got all my other stuff on here. So if I want to share something, I can click, it comes up on screen. It's the easiest one-man production studio I think that exists. I've looked at some other ones like Riverside and some other ones that we'll try out, but for now, I love StreamYard.
Yeah, here's the logo up in the corner so you can see it. So what's cool about this is like on the back end, I can add like my logos, right? We have Real Migos, so we do the Real Migos logos. I can do this little drop your questions below. We can change the background out if we wanted to. So all this stuff live, and then there's quick keys too. So the quick keys are pretty nice for StreamYard. Now you can go and pretty robust and do like a whole mixer pad and like get crazy with it. But I'm one of those people who just wants to keep it simple. Like I'm shooting the green screen, nothing fancy. And we'll have, you said you had 240 in your last one. We typically get about 150 people and it's rolling the whole time, just question after question after question, people laughing. We have regulars that just like,
oh man,
they harass our guests. It's fantastic. It's so much fun. Yeah, if you can get away with harassing guests through the people on your channel, it's pretty fun. So, all right. So programs, you're using StreamYard. What are you shooting? Like what camera setup do you have for that?
So this is a Canon 5D Mark IV, which is a way overkill. It's like, I don't know what they cost now, probably $2,000. And I've got a 16 to 35 lens. Yeah. And then I've got 2, what are these ones called? I got two white lights up here that I can control on my app. I've got glasses on, so I put them up really high and then angle them down on a 45-degree angle, so that way I don't get like the glare. And then I got my blue Yeti right here, which is the same mic you have. I just think mine's blue and yours is silver. So I usually don't wear these because it looks a little dorky, but because it's just you talking, like nobody's talking back audio wise when you're live. So yeah, it's cool.
So I like the blue Yeti. I shoot on so I was doing a webcam. I was shooting off the computer. Now I shoot everything off my A6500, but I have like a wide angle lens. So I actually have to bring the camera super close.
Yeah. I mean, I could go really, really wide or, whatever.
Yeah. I don't even know how. Oh yeah. See, if you look at my, I mean, super fancy, right?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Super,
that's what the room looks like. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Oh, now I can't even put it back. There you go. So, no.
But I think bringing some depth of field works really well if you're not going to do the green screen. Bringing some depth of field so you can see like it's a little blurry back here, a little bit more sharp up here. I have, I've kind of created this as my studio at home, anyways. But you can go with green screen. That's super easy and works.
And the greatest part about using StreamYard, to Austin's question, the cost super expensive, free $99. You can pay you can do the upgraded, so it'll give you a little bit higher quality.
Oh yeah, tell them about that.
Yeah. So you can do the upgrade. I don't even know how much it costs. Maybe it's like $300 for the year, $200 for the year. And you can add more stuff to it. But honestly, for the longest time, I ran the free one and it was perfectly fine. So I just realized that I was trying to upgrade and get my camera looking nicer. And so I went to the paid one. But you could do the free one and get away with a lot.
So yeah, I think the upgraded one, the free one allows you to stream to, I think, 2 or 3 places. I upgraded just for the sheer fact that I can stream in like 5, 6 places at once now. Or I think it might be up to like 10 places at once. Like I could be on Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, all at the same time. And that's the thing. So like what we're on right now is StreamYard. Maybe talk a little bit about what Danny's question was, which I don't have as many followers as maybe like, the Jeremy Knight. How do I get people to show up?
So before I answer that question, I do have a question for you. So do you, other than shooting out to YouTube, do you post it anywhere else live? Do you put it on Twitch and all those other places?
Not Twitch. I'm nervous to get roasted by like a bunch of teenagers, but but no, like I stream out to Twitter, Facebook, which is our Facebook business page, LinkedIn, YouTube.
LinkedIn. I didn't even think about doing LinkedIn.
Yeah, LinkedIn. I actually get a ton of interaction there. Surprisingly, probably because people are bored as crap on LinkedIn, and they're like, "Oh wow, there's video. I can actually I can engage with." Okay, cool. So yeah, I mean that's, to me, it's cool. So the beautiful thing about StreamYard, though, you guys listening, is like if you're streaming out to all of these places, it takes them all and puts them in one place. So like all of these people where you can see next to their name. So Austin Eaton's got a little YouTube thing next to his name. It's showing that he's watching on YouTube and that he commented it on YouTube. But if you're on Twitter watching this, it'll show a little Twitter bird and then the comment. And so it aggregates them all into one place. And so it's super easy to get more views and more people that you already, if you don't have a lot of subscribers.
Yeah. So for right now, I do all of my stuff just on YouTube and keep it on YouTube, but I may have to try. And so I've done the Facebook thing. I don't like putting it on because I put it on my personal. I don't put it on my business. So maybe I'll have to try putting it on my business, but I don't think anybody would watch. And then Facebook's dead to me as it is because I took the app off my phone. I was like, I'm getting rid of the noise. But yeah, so I'll think about doing, what's it called? LinkedIn. That might be a good spot to go. So how do you get people to watch the videos though? That's the question Danny has here.
I think 2 things. So if I'm in Danny's spot, let's start there, because that's really the question. Is if I'm a new channel, do I need to wait till I have 4, 5, 6,000 subscribers to go live? I don't think you do. Here's the thing, Danny. You don't need to go live for an hour in silence. Go live for 15 minutes. Go live for 20 minutes, and come with like maybe a few topics to talk about. Hey, so today we're going to talk about Austin real estate. Google's doing this. Elon's doing that. We've got another 1,000 people moving here to do this job. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. And even if people don't comment live, they will comment after it's posted, because they'll be watching it thinking that, oh, he's talking to me, and then they'll comment down below. So I open up every one of my lives with like, hey, let me know down below. I'd love to know where you guys watching from, because I want to curate my content. So I know, are you guys in the UK watching this? Because I got a lot of UK people. Are you in Canada? Are you trying to get away from Jeremy Knight and move from Texas? Where are you watching from? And so that gets a ton of engagement, which YouTube likes, and it pushes it out to more people. But even if nobody watched it live, afterwards you'll get a ton of comments, which again YouTube likes. So that's what I would do. That's the first part. I
always enjoy, especially my videos and just my standalone videos. I ask a lot of questions throughout just the content, just to keep people engaged, right? So are you seeing this? Did you have this happen? What do you think? And so I get all the time like, no. Yes. I'm like, what the hell are you responding to?
Why are you so lame?
Yeah. But all right, so let's stay tactical on this. So so you can post on your Facebook page, like, hey, check out my YouTube channel, put the link to your channel, not the live stream. In fact, you probably could do the live stream. I don't think that'll hurt the analytics. So put the live stream, hey, people, hey, friends, I have this live stream. We do it once a week. So that might be a way to get people on there. Pay a few of your friends to go on and just write a ton of comments throughout the whole thing and engage with you. So, for first couple ones I did, like my wife was like asking questions, or actually it was just me on her YouTube account asking me questions. And so there was some engagement. They're like, oh yeah, that's a really funny thing that you said there. And so you'll have viewers that way. So that's a good way to do it, or at least try. And once YouTube starts putting out your channel in front of more and more people, and as you start growing, people can come back and watch those old live streams. So that's the thing, is people will go back, like Ken said, will go back and watch those. And if they're watching 30 minutes of a 45-minute video, I mean, you're killing it. And so YouTube will start putting those videos out in front of more people. That's my 2 cents, how to promote it. So we do two different. Go ahead.
I'd also, yeah, like I would also, Danny, like go on. I started doing this. I did it. I just take my normal camera, I open up QuickTime, and I'll shoot it. And I'll just say like, hey, by the way, today on our YouTube channel at 1:00, we're going to go live and talk about X, Y, and Z. Make sure you follow me over on youtube.com/KenPosicTV and drop a comment below on what you think about blah, right? And then I just export that to my phone, upload it on Instagram. It's already formatted. I'm good to go. And so I get a lot of people that pop over that way as well. So I would definitely push people over that way.
Nice. Yeah. I used to do it on Instagram a lot, but since my Instagram is getting a lot more realtors on it, like if I'm putting the real amigos, like I don't know how the channel is going to react. So I let YouTube do most of the work for me. But yeah, you're right. I really should do more. I personally should do more to get people to watch, because you just spend that much time putting together the content. So the content is what I want to talk about next. So people are going to say, actually, if you're doing live streams right now, other than Danny, thank you for writing the comment. Drop a comment below if you're doing them. If you're super interested in doing live streams in the future, let's hear from you in the chat as well. But as far as content that goes, what is some of the content pieces you're coming up? You and I do a little bit differently. I have myself and Ian. We had another guy on with a mullet. He's gone, but he'll come back next week. If you're going to tune in to Real Amigos next week, we're talking NFTs, metaverse, crypto, the stonks. We're going to do all that stuff next week. We're staying away from real estate next week, so it's going to be interesting. But what content are you coming up with for these live streams? And do you bring on guests? Because I do guests. So let's see the difference in that.
Yeah, I do. I do guests every once in a while. It's usually my lender. And part of that is just kind of like, we have so many, it's good content, especially like as rates are rising right now. It's good to hear like different strategies and all that kind of stuff. So that's one. Two, no, I do it on my own. In terms of like coming up with content, I try to come up with, how can I talk for 20 minutes straight if nobody showed up? And that's how much content I bring with me. And then it's amazing, like, because I have so many people reach out like, hey, what did you think about XYZ neighborhood? And funny enough, I was going to talk about that, and I could just drag over and drop the window and talk about the new neighborhood. And so that's what I usually do to prepare. I try to make it, again, not all real estate. Like you guys are talking NFTs and all the other kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's cool as long as you can tie it back to your city. I think that's why people are there, unless you're trying to get to like, meet Kevin level, like where you're just like, I'm a generalist in all things finance and real estate.
Yep.
But I think most people are going to come to most real estate agent stuff. And if you're trying to get real estate leads in your own hometown, it should all drive back to your city. And so go dig into, like, I use the Orlando Business Journal. I use another thing called Growth Spotter. I use another thing called construction.com. I go to, you can go to google.com, look in the news, like type in Dallas, and then look in the past news articles and just pull out stuff you find interesting. Like, oh, wow, there was, this new company moved here. This new company closed down. Why do you think they closed down? And you're asking your audience. And so try to come up with, again, for me, it's like between 4 and 8 different articles that I want to talk about.
Yeah.
And then I usually get interaction that way. And then throughout, they're just dropping comments about just freaking everything. So.
Yeah. So I like the way you do it. I started out doing that way, but I realized that I wanted to bring on different perspectives than just me. So I brought in Ian, who's in my downline with Real. Like, I was like, hey man, you're doing YouTube at a high level. You're good on camera. You're articulate. Because that's the problem too. Sometimes if you bring on guests who freeze up in front of a camera, then you run into problems. I had a mayoral candidate on a couple weeks ago, and her audio was awful. I'm like, for somebody running for mayor, you probably should like up your like marketing costs a little bit and get better audio. So that's something you always have to deal with when you bring on guests. But for the most part, when I do those, I have me and Ian, and then we'll bring on a guest. We have a lender that comes on. And so that's great. That's great interaction. And I find like you get more, differences in opinion and idea, and then you can get in a huge argument. I mean, the greatest thing for a YouTube channel is to start fighting. I joke, I have Ken on and I always ask him about cocaine in Orlando to see like what his reaction will be. And so he's always like, what? You can't talk about that. And so I'm always trying to get him like, you know, cause he's so quiet.
So quiet. That's true.
So I think if you're going to go either route, make sure whoever you're bringing on can get in front of a camera. People ask me all the time, come on. And I'm like, well, show me your setup. Like, you know, are you going to suck on camera? Yeah. So that's why it's good to bring on other YouTubers. So, you know, I bring on people with different markets all the time and it's fun. So you texted me earlier. You had one thing you want to tell realtors to stop doing or they're doing wrong. What was that?
I just think, you know, we touched on it already. I just find like there's going to be more agents that do it. Like you and I have some friends that have already implemented this strategy and they're crushing. I think a lot of agents need to get away from the whole like top 5 things and like top 5. Like it gets really boring. And like, there's probably 10 other people in your market that have already done the reasons to move to X, Y, and Z. And we all probably should start there at one point, but eventually you need to evolve your channel and really like, how do you become that go-to source for all things Austin or Dallas or wherever the fuck wherever you live.
It's YouTube. You can cuss on there. It's a family show.
Cool. Wherever you live. And so, dude, like I made this pivotal shift in my mind like 6 months ago that like I just want to be the resource for everything Orlando, and people are going to know I'm a real estate agent because I'm going to talk about real estate. I'm going to talk about my team. I'm going to talk about homes we've sold, but so much more than that, and like evolve beyond that eventually. And it's amazing to see like our subscribers have gone up, our views have gone up, our average view duration is way longer now, that we're even kind of telling the news from like a different perspective. They don't care about Fox and CNN and like the channels that are dying. Like, you know, your local, get this, my local Fox 35, not like Fox News, but like, you know, like Fox Channel 35, they've got like 140,000 YouTube subscribers. The average person average video they put out has like 100 views. So they're obviously doing it wrong. And so I just think that, you know, there's a lot of opportunity for agents to kind of like tell the news from their own perspective, become that local source, and still get found on the YouTube algorithm. So anyways, that's why I think a massive opportunity for some people is.
Well, you know, the funniest thing about YouTube for me in Austin is if you're, you know, you don't have to be in a hot market, right? Mm-hmm. But I get like Bloomberg's reached out to me several times. The Austin Business Journal will reach out to me for comment and articles because I'm a news source. So it's interesting to me that the news source uses us as a source for their content. And all we're doing is, I mean, for the most part, all you and I are doing for the most part is taking what's happening and relating it to the common person. Like, how is this going to impact you?
Yep.
And if you come from that standpoint, you're going to have more people come back to you because you're being honest with them. Look, you might not be right, but you're being honest with them. And if you're doing it live, I've done live streams and been absolutely wrong, gotten called out in the comment section. I'm like, yeah, you're live on air. Jeremy's wrong for once. You know, and people love it because yeah, exactly. Oh yeah. Don't clip this. But yeah, if you used to do live streams and haven't done them in a while, I would definitely start again. So what should be the process for somebody that's actually going to start getting back into live streams? Like, what do you think they should start first with?
I mean, like anything on YouTube or content wise, just commit to the process for like a while. Like, don't, you know, I've tried it is like, I hate hearing that. Like it's, you know, like, so we've all tried different things and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But if you're going to do it, like, you know, commit to it for quite some time and be like, hey, like I did live streams for a really long time and it never caught on. I don't know why. And then you try to figure it out. Right. But if you're going to do it, commit to it long-term. And I think it'll work. One of the things, man, I learned from Eric Simon, the broke agent, I totally ripped off is like trend jacking. And like literally you and I, when we met in person in Houston a few weeks ago, literally the week before I had heard Eric talk about trend jacking, which is essentially just taking a popular news story that you can take that topic and then put it on your channel. So like if something big comes to Austin, you know, Jeremy's going to go do a video on it. And because people are going to automatically be searching that, you trend jack. Right. And so like I did one on Disney losing Reedy Creek, which is like this special tax district here in Orlando. I saw the article come out. I'm like, I got to shoot a video on it. I ran to my office. I got together and did a video. And then I was so stoked to show you. I'm like, this is going to be the best video I do all month. And sure enough, it got like 35,000 views. You can do that with live streams, and you don't have to have it overly edited. And that's like the beautiful thing about it, is you could just get on, talk about something that's very topical for your area. And even if you lived in like backwoods Nebraska, like the farmers union is going to be, doing X, Y, and Z. Like there's something to talk about that people are going to be going online and searching for. So that's what my suggestion would be. Get your setup decent, get a little bit better lighting so that it's not just you and your cell phone, with some really good audio, and then get your topics together and just stay committed. That's the formula, I think. Am I wrong? What do you think?
No, I agree. I think there's two things that you said in there I think are important. One thing, you were like, oh, if you're in a farm bureau area that's not a hot market, I think the limiting belief for a lot of people is like, oh, I'm in an area that's not the best market, so I don't deserve to be doing this, or I shouldn't be doing this. Nobody's going to listen. Christina Smallhorn has a massive live stream channel. She's got a massive channel in general. She does every Sunday, 3 p.m. It shows up on my phone every Sunday. Christina's going live in 20 minutes or 30 minutes. She lives in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. She sells a decent amount of real estate, but her focus isn't real estate. It's YouTube content. And she's bringing on people to talk about the market, what people are seeing, giving people information. And she's crushing it with referrals, because she'll say, hey, if you need a referral for a specific area, I'm your go-to. So just drop a comment below and I'll connect you with somebody. And she's crushing it with referrals. So I think there's so much limited belief by people when they look at this, like, oh, that's not going to work. Or this isn't going to work. That's not going to work. Where you and I said, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It was fun while we tried it. And I think if you come with that mindset, that's one way. The other thing that you said was about trend jacking. Somebody, when we were at that event in Houston, goes, well, what if those videos aren't going to get watched in the future? Mm-hmm. They may or may not. But the thing that's really interesting when you do that is sorry.
What's wrong?
Just, side comments. When you do that, they might not get watched in the future, but the amount of content you put out is important, because it's not one video that gets a client. It's not two videos that gets a client. It takes lots of videos. And I think this is where most people stop. Like the comment here, I'm starting back. I got away from it.
Get to it.
When people watch content, they like to binge watch. Who likes to binge? Who on here has binge watched a show recently? Drop the show below. I want to hear from you. What was the show you watched? Because the reality is people want to binge watch. They might watch one video, but the next thing they do is click on the next video and the next video. And if you talk about a topic that was 5 or 6 months old, and then you bring up the topic later, hey, remember 6 months ago when we talked about the Greedy Creek or whatever it was? Yep. And then here's the update on this. This is going to impact you in this market.
Yep.
Now you've done it twice and you're still taking the trend and doing it over and over again. So I think with video, you can't have a limited belief. No, people are going to watch it, good or bad or indifferent. Let them write the negative comments. Ken, do you get just 100% great comments all the time?
No, definitely not. There's plenty of people that there's like a lot of people that give me good comments, but man, there's so many that are like, I've lived here forever. I hate you people like you. I mean, they go hard after don't you know about the crime in this area, this and that, like never move here. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Like, okay, cool. A lot of times if they get really personal, I'll just be like, thanks for the helping the algorithm, homie. Peace out.
Yeah. I get this realtor's just trying to sell real estate. Like, yeah. Okay. Well, I've just given you a ton of information that's probably keeping people from moving here. You're welcome. Like, right. You can't win them all. Ozark. Yeah. Yellowstone and Ozark. Did you finish Ozark yet?
Man, no, we were on season 4. I know we were waiting to start season 4 until I could watch it to the end. And so I know like the second part was just released. So we're going to get up on that. I'm going to be laid up next week. So I'm going to probably be binge watching a bunch of stuff.
Nice. Well, not that you're going to be laid up. It's not nice, but Yeah, I didn't get to it. I caught up on Better Call Saul. I love that one.
See, I
That was
never
a good one.
finished. I never finished. What was the show he came from?
Breaking
Breaking
Bad.
Bad. I never finished that, so I felt like I couldn't get into Better Call Saul.
How did you not finish Breaking Bad? Ken has now been banned from this channel.
Yeah.
Let me click him off.
I'm selling houses, you know.
That's yeah. Oh, that's a thing. That's what you're supposed to be doing. That's what we do.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
It's good having you.
Yeah. So any other advice for people that are trying to get into, and by the way, if you have questions, you have Ken Posick, one of the top realtors in YouTube on the channel. Here's your opportunity to ask him any question you want about YouTube. So start dropping those questions down. And you have me. I'm okay. I do quite a few deals. I've been on stage once or twice. So drop this. Yeah, this week. So drop those comments down. But any other advice that you would have for anybody trying to get into YouTube just in general, and then we can bounce around with live streams.
I think, I don't know, man, I feel like I'm just a broken record because I say it all the time, but like, you know, if you're getting into it and you're nervous, just do it. Like, you'll get better. It is what it is. But it literally is the only thing that I've been able to find. And trust me, I've been trying to diversify and find something else, like 2 or 3 other things that I can do that affect my business as much as YouTube. And I can't find it. It's better than farming. It's better than open houses. It's more scalable than Zillow. It's more profitable than Zillow. I mean, it will help you grow your team because you'll have a bunch of leads to be able to feed agents at a very profitable margin. They're going to be reaching out to you to join your team because they see you everywhere. You're going to get clients. You're going to get agent referrals. Your sphere is going to love it. Like, it's just, it's something you have to commit to, though. It's not easy. It's an absolute grind. And knowing that if you miss a week, that's a big deal. You know, like you don't want to ever miss a week. And so, you know, just get into it, stay super committed. But I promise you that it'll be the best thing you've ever done for your business.
I agree 100%, man. I mean, the consistency thing, like people ask me, like, how do you stay consistent? If I haven't shot my next week's video by today, which I'm already starting to feel it, by Friday, I'm like, I feel like I'm going to puke all day Friday until I get that video done. Because usually my editor edits it all Monday. We put it out Tuesday. But if I don't get it to him before then, so he can kind of figure out how to throw in the B-roll and all that stuff, like I literally feel like I'm going to puke. Like today, I'm waiting for the market numbers to come out, which they're probably not going to come out today. And I want to vomit because I really want to get my video done. So I'm going to rip off one of your videos. No, I actually, believe it or not, Christina sent me this idea. So I'm going to do this one. But all right, clips. So here's what I do for clips on my channel. I just put them out as like, so we have probably usually 4 or 5 topics we talk about or try to talk about on the live stream, or maybe it's just one topic, but I will take and either do 1 or 2 primarily, maybe 3 from that video and just cut them up. We do an intro, which is just a quick little audio like intro, and it goes right into the, like me, like asking the question or whatever. And then at the end of it, I do a little outro. I'm like, hey, thanks for watching this clip of the Real Amigos podcast. I got 2 videos for right here I know you're going to love. So click either one. We'll catch you in the next video. So it's super, super easy outro. And then that's it. So Ken.
I'm going to do it.
Yeah. Okay. So what's easy about doing those, Ken, is like, if you pick a day that they always come out, like people will be watching them always. So all my clips come out Sunday. We do the regular video Tuesday, live stream Wednesday, clips Sunday.
Yeah, it's a good question down there by living in Northeast. Click on the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you do? Same channel?
All in the same channel. I don't want people clicking off on others yet. I mean, plus I'm only at like 12,000 subscribers. So I don't want to like have multiple channels. This is totally separate because it's more of an agent based, helping agents. So if you haven't subscribed, subscribe here. But yeah, just I keep it all in one channel. Would you do separate for your clips?
No, I would do the same. I think as long as they're, you know, decent amount of time, you know, as long as they're, you know, 2, 3, 4 minutes, something like that. I think that'd be great.
Like 8 to 10.
Oh usually. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Huge. I would 100% do that. So
my editor tried to shoot me one for 2 minutes. I'm like, dude, no,
you're going to kill my channel. No, I think, you know, the other piece, like what are the other ones that people shorts? Like I don't do shorts on my channel at all. And like every big YouTuber that I know, like I'm not a big YouTuber, like big YouTubers like that I know, they all have a second channel for their shorts because they know it's like killing view duration. I think that the clips idea is amazing.
Yeah, I'm taking clips completely off my channel. Like I know they're on there, but I'm going to keep all the clip stuff just
Shorts.
for Instagram. Yeah, shorts. Yeah, sorry, you're right. Shorts. All my shorts are just going to be just for Instagram. I'm not going to put them on YouTube.
Yeah,
I feel like I'll get views on them. It's great. Oh, I got 2,000 views on that video. But you look at the watch time, it's like 21 seconds. Like it's not worth it for
not
me.
good. Yeah.
If I specialize in a small portion of a metro area, what is a good way to grab the attention of out-of-town buyers?
Small portion of a metro area. What's a good way to, like, Austin, where do you live?
Twin Cities is what he said earlier.
So
I don't know a lot about certain areas in my metro and don't necessarily want to work with buyers 45 minutes away. Here is what's so amazing, Ken. I'm pretty sure you'll agree with me. Find a referral partner for that
everywhere.
45-minute away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you live in St. Paul, right? I'm looking at a map here. If you live in St. Paul and you're like, oh, I only want to service West St. Paul, like probably not enough views and or people searching for West St. Paul, circa 5,000 people. I would probably go a little bit larger and understand that growing a team is going to be important probably in your future. But if you could work with referral partners, that's a great way to turn an hour of your time into thousands of dollars in referral fees. So that's what I would do.
100% agree. So I have team members now. I didn't before. I just had them there in my downline and I would just shoot them referrals constantly. And they were closing them. Like it was crazy. Like, here you go, closed. Here you go, closed, even in a hot market. So, if you want to up your game, Austin, I would connect with an agent that you feel is confident in their area and don't put them on your channel, but talk about those areas. And then just say, hey, like work out an agreement, whatever you guys want to split, you split. And then potentially maybe you start bringing on team members like Ken said. So Ken, how many team members do you have? Like 120 or something like that?
142. Yeah, no, it's so we got 26 people on the team now, of which 16 of them are agents.
So you have 10 people that don't even sell real estate on your team.
Yeah.
Wow. We're gonna have to break into that. That's a good one. That's for the next video. How to systematize your business. Yeah. What is the biggest mistake agents are making on their channels?
Doing market updates. I don't know. I hate market updates. Do you still do market updates? I feel bad.
I do, but I don't.
I think it's, it's just like, let's talk about the 9 cities around me. And here's the March 2022 market update. I don't know that those get a ton of, and then they break down every city and you're just like, oh my God. Like the view duration for that's probably 35 seconds. But, I think that's it. I mean, for me, just, inconsistency is probably the biggest one. Yeah. I don't know. What do you think?
I think inconsistency is the biggest one. Trying to grow your channel and asking other realtors to subscribe is a channel killer.
Oh yeah. No, the sub for sub is garbage. Don't do that.
Well, I keep telling people not to do this. And then I go look at Karen Carr's group, which I love Karen and I love her group. I don't see as much on the other group anymore, but people will just post their video. Like they take their link and they post it in a YouTube Facebook group and they go, hey, what did you think about this video? If you want honest feedback on your video, upload it organically and ask for feedback organically. Don't throw your link onto Facebook and a realtor group when it's meant to be for non-realtors. Like this stuff is for realtors. I'm going to toss the link into realtor groups, right? But if you're trying to get traction on your YouTube channel for potential buyers and sellers and clients, posting that in a Facebook group of agents is not the way to go. Upload it organically. That's the biggest mistake I see people make.
Yeah, it's good.
And not being consistent is probably strong number 2. How do you handle rental leads? I have a rental agent. I'm a new agent who wanted to sell real estate but wasn't ready to go full time. I pretty much handle all of our rental leads. What about you?
Yeah, Orlando, we get paid like $25 for a rental lead. So I have a like, I don't know if you've checked out your like auto reply or your auto, like you can type, for me, it's like ... It turns into like predetermined stuff. So mine just basically says like, hey, so we don't help rentals here, unfortunately, because property managers don't like to do it. But here's the people we refer that do handle rentals. And so it's just a nice, quick and easy because I say it probably at least once or twice a day.
So I think there's an opportunity there too, because I have people coming in for rentals. I feel like I could do a better job of this, and it sounds like maybe you could too, pre-qualifying to see why they're renting, and if you can get them to buy instead. If they're not going to be a buyer, have a funnel for them to keep them in your database, or like keeping in touch with them. And you probably do this part of it though.
We do,
but keeping in touch with them throughout that year, so when they are ready to buy, they know to call you.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And we do that. I mean, so like any of the referrals we give out for these lease leads, we have all of it under a leasing tab. So we just click, and it has got like, a once a month update of what's going on in the market. And hey, these are the videos we shot out this month. We have the blogs that we say, hey, here's all the videos we've done. So utilize that website. And if you're not using a Chime website, you should. Who do you use for website?
Brivity. And then on the Orlando Real, we're just a custom site. So.
Didn't you just sign a deal with another company doing like advertising or something like that? I was talking with, I think Brad about it. You took a picture with a guy and he showed me the picture.
Oh, Curator. So Curator. Well, here's one that I don't know if you're doing this or not, Jeremy, but it's actually now that we're actually getting something, I could talk about it. We started running retargeting ads for people that watched our videos, and then now they see my website everywhere they follow around. Like, hey, top 5 reasons, download this, look for homes here, blah, 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 blah. So basically that's all they do. Is Curator has a service where they're like our concierge for following people around the internet, like retargeting. And it's been good. Like we're getting like, I don't know, 40, 50 leads a month right now from retargeting. So people that already know my face, follow them around, they go to our website, get forced registration, and we get their stuff. So, we still get a ton more like organic YouTube leads, but I was just trying to figure out, is there anything else I can do to scale as I want to get to 60 agents as quick as possible. So I'm trying to figure that stuff out.
Nice. Well, you're already a third of the way there.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth? No, you're an eighth of the way there.
Something like that.
Yeah. 10th. I wasn't good at fractions.
That's okay.
I'm better multiplying what 3% of something is.
It's more like 2.6 at this point. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Well, it's interesting. I mean, total sidebar note. So I was doing this thing, kind of calculating what commissions were for the year of like what we actually did. And I was surprised that our average at the end of the year was like 2.6% or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that we all think it's 3%, but at the end of the day, you give somebody here, there, whatever, and it's not.
We do a lot of referral fees, so that cuts out a lot of it
too. Yeah.
But a lot of the builders here are offering like 1%, which is killing me.
Well, speaking of which, I noticed Lennar on our community in Austin, they're the ones that are doing all the 1%.
Yeah,
I noticed they are really changing their tune right now, and they will as the market shifts.
Yeah, go figure. All this. I remember Lennar. We were like, hey, they're a crappy product, but at least they pay us 4% with a $10,000 bonus, like 3 years ago, and then now it's like, hey, 1% on the base price.
1% on the base, and they still build an even worse product.
Yeah, well, the product has gotten terrible, especially with all the supply chain stuff, or at least that's what they say. So, yeah, wild.
Yeah, everybody agrees that Lennar is brutal. All right, well, look, we've been 50 minutes in. We've answered a lot of questions. If you want more information, make sure you subscribe. Drop comments in the comment section on the replay, and maybe Ken will be nice enough to comment on it. I know I will. We'll catch you in the next video. Ken, I appreciate your time, man. Where can people find you if they want to get in touch with you?
Instagram's the best place. At Ken Posick. That's me.
At Ken Posick. I'm at The Real Jeremy Knight. There's an imposter named The Jeremy Knight, so don't fall for that. But The Real Jeremy Knight. We'll catch you in the next video. Thanks, Ken.